Hi, this is Charlie Mato-Toyela from Blue Bear Flutes. I wanted to share today with you some information that I thought you might find very useful, hopefully in life as well as in flute making. I know that a lot of you have sent me some wonderful emails, which we appreciate. We get thousands of emails from people that have made flutes, that are playing flutes, that have questions about our flutes or how to make them or how to play them, or can you make a flute like this? And we've got so many of those going on around the shop, as you can probably see. We've got lots of flutes going out and coming in, and you know, I've done repairs for people on flutes that they've made or that they've bought or something. Can you just fine tune this for me? We have a lot of public interaction, to say the least, and in doing so I had reflected back on a couple. Every once in a while we'll get some type of, I won't call it hate mail because it's not really hate mail, but it's just negative comments. And I wanted to share some things with you, not negativity by all means. Sharing negativity is never a good idea, and I don't want you to ever think that it is. You shouldn't share it with other people, really, unless it's something that you are working through and you're trying to find a solution to a problem. But I guess it was last night while we were driving my children home from their theater practice. I guess that puts a date on this, doesn't it? Anyway, we were driving them home. I was talking to them about being motivated and staying positive, and especially for young people, there's a lot that they have to overcome. Just a question of am I good enough? Can I do this? Can I do that? You know, and I, as my kids will tell you, I'm very long-winded when it comes to answering those kind of questions. So anyway, I wanted to share something with you today that just basically gives you an idea of things that you know, not that we deal with or that we have that are negative going on, but just I want you to understand that different people respond and react to things differently, and we all have our own ideas and motivations and everything going on, and I just want you to find a way that you can overcome those kind of things. I am not being a motivational speaker right now, but I have been, to this point in life, let's see, knock on wood, fairly successful in my last few years, and most of you have no idea where I've come from to get here. And I haven't shared with many of you. Some of it is unbelievable, just really unbelievable. But I feel myself and my wife as fine examples of what you can do. And I don't want anyone to ever feel limited. I had anticipation of coming on this video and telling all of you that you could overcome, you know, anything. Really, anything is what I try to teach my children. You can overcome anything in life. You can do anything you want to. You can be anything you want to. There is no reason for anything to stop you, unless, of course, it affects others in a negative way. You should start reflecting back too, or at least I would say that you should. That's my little disclaimer, that maybe it'd be a good idea before you decided to start doing things to help yourself, to make sure that it helps others, or at least doesn't harm or affect others in a negative way. And likewise, that's where we come to the paper here in my hand, the story. About a month ago, I'd received an email, like I said, like I do from many people, really a wonderful message, and I have probably responded no less than 50, give or take, I guess, between 20 and 50 times to between 50 and 75 emails. Sometimes I wait for people to email 3 times and I'll email them and answer to all 3 questions at the same time, so please forgive me. But this message starts off, I'm a newbie at flute making, and I've been making them for about the last year, is what he says. I'm in the process of making a certain type, and I need to know where to put some fingerings. I watched your videos, in parentheses it says extremely helpful, and they didn't see where to put some of these fingerings from one of the videos, and of course I referred back to and answered that question, and their ending on that email was, can you offer beginner flute makers some help with this, please? I get these kind of messages all the time. It's wonderful. I thought, well, shoot, I'm glad to help people, and I give away my time and information for free on that kind of thing. I do have a book available if you haven't seen it. It's The Art of Native American Flute Making, and we refer to it in a lot of our videos, but if you notice, and I've had several wonderful people on YouTube and customers even say, you know, I hope it's okay. I screen captured that page in your book when you showed it on the video. I'm like, man, that's what it's about. I'm here to share. It's not, but anyway. Later on, this same person, so I've got like excerpts from 4 different emails here. I hope I'm not bothering you with questions. Flute building's my passion. Do you think it's possible to expedite my orders for your book and the iron rod, the flute making tool? If it's not, that's okay. I've never been good at waiting. And of course we did, and they received it, and they sent a nice little happy thanks for your sending this to me. Later on down the road, this same person, believe it or not, hello my friend, understanding comes from the clearing winds that open eyes to see little things that you mentioned. Thank you for your advice. I send you the spirit of our land that may find peace from your wisdom and family. Beauty comes from all things, and a really moving, I guess, and unique type of message, but not your typical, hey, how you doing jargon. And then the final message that I received just yesterday, which is part of the reason. Sometimes I get motivated by these things that people say, and positive things, negative things, whatever people say, I get motivated by them. And I share them with everyone. I share them with my family, like I mentioned, my kids. We were talking about how to be positive and be whatever you want to be. If you want to do this or do that, if you want to become an actor, if you want to become an astronaut, you can do it. There is nothing to stop you from doing what you want to do. Unless, of course, it harms others or is not, really in a positive way. You should try to stay positive. One day, us positive people are going to outnumber all of you negative people. Little joke. Anyway, so the last message. I watched and rewatched your videos. I see your odious verbosity engages your ego. Your videos are horribly scattered. Consider writing a script. Stay focused and stick to it. You've done a lot of work, but no quality format. Like your flutes, they weren't perfect to begin with. And I don't know where they got that last part, because I don't believe they've ever bought a flute from me, just the tools in the book. However, that was the last message I received from these people. And at first, you take this kind of thing to heart and feel negative about it. And believe it or not, there's really 2 emails that are similar, but the last 2 aren't anything like anything else, But we get these kind of messages. And the reason I'm reading this for you guys is I want to share with you that people's mindsets, how they're feeling that day, what it is that they're thinking. The same person that wrote this Native American romance novel here for me about the winds and the, wisdom and all this kind of stuff is the same person who said my odious verbosity engages my ego. And my ego is something that's kind of tricky. I'm not like typical people, and I'll show you this part at the last of our video because it's the most wonderful thing. Anyway, to me, it's my favorite thing, and that's my ego. So we'll talk about that. But I wanted to share that with you, that people can change, people can have ideas, and they can go one direction or the other, and it's okay. It is okay. Stay positive. Do what it is that you think is helping yourself and helping the world. And when you learn that that needs a little tweaking, tweak it a little bit. It's okay. Not twerk, tweak. Anyway, so here's another one that is just a minor thing that I had to overcome. But I wanted to share with you because a lot of times I had a music teacher, one of my favorite music teachers I ever had, really neat dude. He teaches at a college in Texas right now. And he said that the answer is usually in the question. And I think he said that anyway. That's who I remembered having said it. But the answer is usually in the question. And likewise with this first set of emails that I read you excerpts from, the answer is in the question. It really is. You know what the problem is just by looking at the last 2. You can kind of figure out it's okay. Anyway, but this one here is on one of our book reviews. It's on a worldwide visible source of book reviews, and the person is one of the few people that gave us less stars than other people. Most everybody gives us a lot, and we appreciate all of you. Good emails, bad emails. I'm glad you sent me a message. It's wonderful. But this, I'll just read you part of the top of it. So far, so good. Well illustrated text. Not as stepwise as I might have thought, but the information is all here. I am a tech writer and routinely write how-to procedures, and probably pickier than most people. And he left me a good review otherwise. Just, a little bit of didn't meet his needs, but once again, the answer is in the question. You know, I'm a tech writer, and I wasn't writing our book for tech writers to read, because most of those kind of people can look at a flute, or at least I can myself, and say, hey, that's how you make that. You know, snap your fingers, it's done. I was writing this for everybody, you know, to cover all the bases. And as a tech writer, you should know that, who your audience is. In any case, thank you so much for the wonderful review. It was very nice after that. Excellent illustrations and information is all here, just not the way that he was used to reading it, or she. I don't remember if this was a he or she. However, it's one of those minor things in life you have to overcome. And I am sharing these with you only for the sake of having you overcome your own troubles. Whether you are a student who is trying to find a way to pay your bills and take care of a small family that you're raising at the same time, or if you are, you know, a laborer in some country that takes advantage of low income and people are just verbally and with rhetoric and whatever, abusing you, or whatever the case is, you can overcome it. I believe in you guys. I really do. You can do whatever you want to do. And I don't know if you hear him, but my little redbird friend out there said the same thing. He says, you. Anyway, so here's one of my last examples of something that I've had to overcome. And like I said, I want you to know I am not throwing this stuff out here to use you as a sounding board. This is YouTube. I mean, gosh, the sounding board is what happens off of YouTube when people are screaming at videos. I can't believe you did that. But anyway, I wanted to share something with you just to let you know that I've had negative things come from one direction and the other. And there was a time in my life when we made flutes in an apartment, and we made flutes in another apartment down the road. We made flutes at campgrounds to send out for orders that we sold on big, like auction type sites. We would sell flutes and we would be making them at these campgrounds at places we were staying because we needed the money. It wasn't because we didn't need the money. It wasn't for fun or to sing Kumbaya with the other campers. Most of the other campers didn't even know we were there, to be honest with you. And having come from that, and I know a lot of you have seen our other shops and some of our videos, we've started at below the ground level and come up. And you haven't seen the new shop yet. You're going to see that one here soon. This is another experience I've had. I've actually been thrown out of a flute festival. Me of all people. I mean, I'm here sharing love and kindness with the world the best I know how, and I've been thrown out of a flute festival because of who I am, because I knew that I made videos and shared them, told people how to make flutes and play flutes and this kind of stuff. I was actually invited by the museum at said festival, and I was invited by the museum to come and sell my flutes to them because they wanted them for their store, because nobody sold affordable Native American flutes that was Native American, and so on and so on and so on. But I arrived there, all the vendors for the flute festival were setting up for the event, and after they threw me out, which, I because it was on a Native American historical site, I have a little card in my pocket that says I can go to any of those I want to, that I have to be removed by like federal marshals or something, I think it is. I forget. Anyway, I don't go there. but I left kindly enough, and later on I found out that for about an hour the event director and their patron star flute player had poked fun at me and what we do and everything, and they didn't realize that I had customers and friends in the audience that told me about this, and later told me that they wrote letters to these people to tell them how bad that was, that we try to share what we do. Anyway, there's so much disheartening stuff out there in the world. I have always been inspired by music, as most of you probably know. One of my favorite songs is called Jump on My Shoulders by AWOL Nation. And in closing here, something I wanted to share with you is that some of the lyrics from one of their songs, really wonderful song. It says, everybody, it's okay if you're mad at what I'm saying. Make peace, shake my hands, because I'm pretty sure I'm staying. It's a great song. I love it. And another song that another really great guy who shares a lot of stuff in the world, a lot of music that he shares with people, not sells with people, but shares with people, is a group called Grammatic. And one of the songs he put out on an album that was called No Shortcuts, and I think this was just kind of a intro feature sound clip, and it was from a documentary called My Ambition. And there was actually a quote there from a man named Eric Thomas, who's a motivational speaker, and really won me over in this audio clip from this song that I love called No Shortcuts, an album called No Shortcuts from Gramatik, G-R-A-M-A-T-I-K. Please look him up, he's good, folks. Some of the lyrics may be a little harsh, FYI. But it says in here, when you get to the point that all you want to be is successful, as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. And I'm here to tell you, number one, that most of you say you want to be successful, but you don't want it bad. You just kind of want it. You don't want it better than you want to party. You don't want it as much as you want to be cool. And most of you don't want it as much as you want to sleep. Some of you love sleep more than you love success. And I'm here to tell you today that if you're going to be successful, you've got to give up sleep. Yep, you do. Emails at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 1 a.m. Oh my God. But anyway, I would like to leave you, of course, with part of the title of this video is a quote from a Taylor Swift song. Somebody I don't listen to all the time, but she's got this one song out there that just really clicks. And it should help you remember some of the things that I've said. That haters gotta hate, hate, hate. So, having told you guys all that, I would like to share with you, I have other passions other than flute making. I like beekeeping, I love spending time with my family, I love the beach, I like mountain climbing, I like a little town in Mexico called Teotihuacan. A lot of you probably heard of it. I like growing tobacco, among other things. I'm not a cigarette smoker, don't smoke cigars or any of that kind of thing, but these tobacco seeds, I don't think you could probably see them with this camera. I've got about 20 of them stuck to the tip of my finger right now, and I don't know, camera lady says you can see them. You see how tiny those are? So what I like to do is I like to plant these seeds. And I like to plant these seeds to grow things. But I like to grow good things. There's some Indian people out in California I've always respected because they talked about, and not putting you down who smoke cigarettes, I'm not putting you down at all. It's been around for a long time, it's okay. I'm not saying it's okay, I mean you may get lung cancer from it, read the warnings. But anyway, this group of Indians in California had taught a message about how you should not use tobacco recreationally, that it's a ceremonial type item. And that's a positive thing, I love that. And I like to think about when I plant these seeds, I mean my gosh, I planted 100 of them just now, that in planting those seeds, something positive can grow from them. You can choose to use what you've received as something negative in life, or you can choose to use it in a positive way. Anyway, I hope you guys have found some use in this video. If something happens you don't, I'm going to take it down. Anyway, love you all. Take care. Thank you very much for watching. Charlie Mato-Toyela signing out from Blue Bear Flutes, and we hope to hear from you again very soon.